Welcome to Identity Matters with Dr. Kathleen Perry. Join in to explore one of life's big questions. Who am I really? The Identity Matters podcast will show you that you are and always have been innately whole and worthy just as you are. So slow down, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome to Identity Matters. I'm your host, Dr. Kathleen Perry. I'm glad you're back for another listen. Today, I really want to show up here. I want to show up in this episode and all the ones moving forward as unfiltered as I possibly can. And I've noticed how much I really want to get it right. Do no harm. That comes from my training as a doctor. I know where that comes from. But I find myself wanting to explain everything I say as if I need to defend my point of view. I see that in myself. So this persona, this me, this identity performing as a personality, she's been around for a long time. And I'm getting better at loving her. Just she's there and not fighting, not making her wrong, just being with her. So today I'm showing up as messy and raw, like the real me, as much as I can. And maybe I will slip back into a little bit of performance. That's okay too. I'm letting go of what I think I should say, letting go of how it lands with you or doesn't, and allowing what wants to come through, just allowing that to emerge. Because I can trust that. When I settle here, when I'm present, and presence for me, a great way to become present is to just take a deep breath and let that breath fill up my lower belly and just feel like I'm right in there. That's very settling. So when I do that, when I feel that down in my wisdom center, I know that what comes through can be trusted, as messy as it might be. And I trust it completely. It'll land for you or it won't. But I'm not in charge of that. I don't need to control that. I don't need to try to manage that. There have been episodes up to this point where I labored over the content. You know, I would even put it into AI and try to have it question me, and I would defend my point of view. And it was kind of fun. My brain likes to get engaged in stuff like that. Then I'd find myself rehearsing. Man, not too much. I'm pretty much one off and there it goes. But I'd sort of create the content ahead of time. Not that that's a problem. I found myself searching in my memory banks for just the right story to go with an episode. And interesting, when I would let go of that searching through my memory bank and I would just go do something else, if I had an idea for a podcast episode, a story would show up or it would happen that day. Life would just sort of live me. I'm moving through life and, oh my gosh, this thing would happen, or a conversation with a client, and there it was. So a lot of times too, I'd be out walking Onyx, my dog, and something would occur to me. Even the idea for a podcast, not just a story, but a whole idea. So I would come back inside and do my best to just, since I record video these for YouTube, I would maybe put some lipstick on and try to fix my hair a little bit, but sit down while it was fresh and run the camera and just hit record, just go. So this is one of these. Now, I want to talk about that personality, that, to me, performing, protective. That's what it feels like to me. Acquired, where does she come from? Really, for me, And you may not, you may be relating to this, something about you that is a way in which you're filtered and not saying or doing or being. And you may have an idea of where that part of you came from. Doesn't matter, but I want to share mine. So for me, it was being the good girl. I was pretty much a straight A student. I was quiet, I was polite, I was kind of cute, and I just stepped right into that role. I was responsible for creating it, but so were others around me, my teachers and my parents. They reinforced that. And I was good at being the good girl. I tried to get it right. I'd be afraid to speak up in class unless I knew for sure that I had the right answer, because I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to be messy. I didn't want to be just real. You know, when we're at the edge of learning something, we don't know. We're not going to get it perfect. But to me, things would not be okay if I didn't get it right. And so I strived to be perfect, because that felt like a way to make things okay and safe. So that little girl, she worked hard and she got a lot of gold stars. But it's exhausting. And here's what I've noticed. When she's not running the show, when I'm actually here, when I'm not managing, when I'm not performing, something emerges, something beautiful emerges, or whatever. But it's more raw, it's more real. When I am in that performing and managing and trying to control the outcome and what people think and how it's going to land and getting it right so that my message is understood, it's like being outside of myself, constantly trying to direct and adjust and making sure that all this lands right. And it's not ironic when I'm in that management performing role, it's not going to land as well. Not really. Not with the depth that I want it to. So there's a difference in how it feels in my body. When I'm just sharing something that is real for me, when I'm just pointing to it and not explaining it, then it's just that. I'm just saying, look, here's what happened. What do you see? Maybe you see, maybe you don't. Either way, it's just what happened. It's there. And it's not my job to decide or figure out how it's going to land with you. It's just real. So I found myself trying to explain a lot. And the agenda behind explaining was that you'd arrive at the same place that I did. And the problem with that is that I'm not trusting you. Not only am I not trusting myself and this deeper intelligence to come through, but by explaining and managing your experience, then I'm saying I don't trust you. And you're made of the same divine love, this big, magnificent love greater than us, this wisdom, this life force that animates all of us. You're made of the same stuff. So I don't have to worry whether it lands with you or it doesn't. You're going to get what you're going to get. It's not my job. So what I'm trying to do here is just let what wants to come through, come through. It's not my job to give you an insight. I can point to the territory, and then I do trust that something in you, that's something that I described that can't really be put into words, but I know is you and I know it's me. It knows the way already. So if you're here, you're open, you're here for a reason. This message is for you. So defending, that was, that felt like this other thing. But there's this tightness around it, as if I needed to protect something. My ego. there's nothing to protect. What's true is just true. And it's my story. It's my perspective. It doesn't need me to prop it up somehow. I think that when people feel something landing for them, it's just the realness coming through. It's not the explanation. So, trusting what emerges, that's really the practice. If there is a practice. I'm not big into practices and techniques. But that trust of just being yourself, being present, and, there's still kind of some thoughts rambling around up there in my head right now, but they're not taking center stage. They're there, and I know that if I just speak and I just allow and I just be here with you, that something comes through. So, on my walk with Onyx this morning, this is what came through. And it was a concept that was there, but it wasn't something that I rehearsed or I was sitting down and trying to put pen to paper and see if it was a concept that made sense. I just said, well, I see this thing about this performing, perfecting, defending, explaining part of me. And I just gave her a little bit of love, and then here I am. I just letting this episode rip. So I want to leave you with a question. For that part of you that rehearses and defends and wants to make sure you're understood, or whatever your version of not just being your true, authentic self, not when you tighten up and the wisdom that's there just isn't quite flowing through. Something maybe that makes you feel like you want to be understood. What would you say if you just trusted that truth and that it was more than enough? That you could trust exactly what came out. And I'm telling you that you can. Because that truth is more than enough. It's who you are. Brilliant, actually. We all are. So if you're at all curious about some of the things that we talk about here on the podcast, I want to let you know about a course that's coming up. It will begin on May 26th, and it will be on Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 7:45 Central Time. The course is called The Intelligence Inside, and we'll be exploring that innate wisdom that is who and what you are. And a lot of this course is going to be around healing and not only physical health, but psychological well-being as well. So rather than tell you too much about it here, if you have some interest in it, feel free to reach out to me at office@drkathleenperry.com. And that email address will be in the show notes as well. Thanks for being here today. With much love. Thank you for listening to Identity Matters. I hope you found this episode insightful. If you're ready to delve further into this journey of self-discovery and uncover your innate wholeness, I invite you to consider one-on-one coaching with me. Together, we can explore the unique challenges and opportunities in your life or your business or both. And through that exploration, help you align with your true self. To learn more about my coaching services, visit drkathleenperry.com/services.